as New York joins the rest of the nation in choosing America's leadership.
Electoral College of the State of New York to order. Article 2, Section 1 of the United States Constitution requires that we convene the electors for the purpose of electing a president and vice president of the United States. By law, electors must meet today at noon within the Capitol and vote by ballot for president and vice president. To ensure the utmost safety in light of COVID-19, we have chosen the largest possible chamber within the Capitol, the beautiful and soaring Assembly Chamber, which is over 6,100 square feet. To safeguard against the risk of transmission of the virus, pre-screening and testing of all electors and staff has been conducted. We are grateful to Assembly Speaker Carl E. Hastie and all his staff for so graciously allowing us to convene here today, and we thank the Assembly and the Office of General Services for allowing us to engage in deep cleaning and other adjustments, such as the addition of plexiglass barriers to protect the health and safety of all assembled. In this grand chamber today, we will fulfill our duties to the people of the state of New York, and you, the electors, will set your hand unto history and elect our next president and vice president. You have been chosen to represent the diversity, strength, and will of the people of our great state. It is a solemn and essential duty, a duty that is part of the fabric of our Constitution and our democracy. I am proud and honored to stand with you today. Now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I now ask each of us to bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer or reflection. Thank you. Electors, please take your seats. A certified list of electors has been delivered from the governor's office to the Department of State. I will now call the roll of this electoral college. Please signify your presence by saying aye when your name is called. Hillary Rodham Clinton, William Jefferson Clinton, Andrew M. Cuomo, Carl E. Hastie, Andrea Stewart Cousins, Letitia A. James, Kathy C. Hochul, Lovely A. Warren, Byron W. Brown, Ruben Diaz Jr., J. S. Jacobs, Mario F. Salento, Corey Johnson, Thomas P. DiNapoli, George K. Gresham, Alfonso David, Rhonda Weingarten, Mary Sullivan, Gary S. LaBarbera, Xiao Wang, Stuart H. Applebaum, June O'Neill, Christine C. Quinn, Scott Stringer, Catherine M. Sheehan, Judith Hunter, Hazel Dukes, Thomas J. Gary, Anastasia M. Somoza. Thank you. Let us proceed to the next order of business, which is the filling of the vacancies created by the absence of the electors. The chair will entertain a motion to fill the vacancies. The chair now recognizes the Honorable Kathy Sheehan of Albany County.
Madam Secretary, I move that the following substitutions be made. The Honorable Crystal Peoples-Stokes of Erie County for Lovely Warren of Monroe County, and the Honorable Gail Brewer of New York County for the Honorable Christine Quinn of New York County.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Gary LaBarbera of Nassau County.
Madam Secretary, I second the motion that the substitutions be made in the manner described.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? None being offered, the nominations are now closed. I ask those in favor of the substitutions as described to signify so by saying aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. Will the Honorable Crystal People-Stokes of Erie County and the Honorable Gail Brewer of New York County please stand and raise your right hands so that I may administer the oath? Do you solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully execute the duties of this office as Elector of President and Vice President of the United States of America to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. The next order of business is the election of a president of the Electoral College. I now call on the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul of Erie County, for the purpose of a nomination.
Madam Secretary, it is a high pleasure of mine to nominate as president of the Electoral College someone I've known a great long time, someone I've worked closely with, someone who is a progressive leader who led this country through a crisis. Our governor, the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo of Albany County.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. The chair now recognizes Alfonso David of Kings County.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. It is my pleasure and honor to second the nomination of a trailblazer, a staunch defender of human rights and dignity, the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo of Albany County, as president of this Electoral College.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? There being none, I ask those in favor of the election of the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo as president of this Electoral College to signify so by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I declare the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo of Albany County, governor of our great state, unanimously elected as president of this Electoral College. Will the president please come forward to accept the chair?
Good afternoon. First to our Madam Secretary of State, Rossana Rosado, who does a great job for the people of the state of New York. Let's give her a round of applause. As the Secretary of State mentioned, the Department of General Services was in here all weekend doing a deep cleaning of this entire chamber. We thank them very much. We thank Speaker Heastie for making this space available. He has made it available and is not charging rent, I want you to know, and we thank him for that graciousness. He did say I should keep it in mind come budget time, but I don't really know what he was referring to. Let's give Speaker Heastie a round of applause and thank him very much. I want to welcome everyone here and welcome everyone who is watching this year's proceedings of the New York Electoral College. Present today are many distinguished elected officials and other accomplished individuals from across the state. They have traveled here to do the people's business and cast New York State's official vote in the 2020 presidential election. And they are doing it under very difficult circumstances. Let's give everyone involved in organizing today, which was a difficult task. Let's give them all a big round of applause and thank them for making today possible. I want to extend a special welcome to two great friends of New York, President Bill Clinton and Madam Secretary Hillary Rodham Clinton. We thank you both deeply and sincerely and genuinely for all the great work you have done for this nation. Thank you, and thank you for being with us. We want to expedite these proceedings today given the obvious COVID concerns, so let me be brief. But the brevity of our proceedings does not minimize the gravity of our actions. In fact, it's quite the opposite. This pandemic, these masks, this physical configuration are a stark reminder to the nation that government matters and leadership matters, and good government can not only improve people's lives, but can literally save people's lives. So today, let the people choose our government and let us move forward. The chair now recognizes the Honorable Byron Brown of Erie County, Mayor of Buffalo. Mayor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to nominate the Honorable Andrea Stewart Cousins of Westchester County and the Honorable Carl Hasty of Bronx County as secretaries to this Electoral College.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes the Honorable Ruben Diaz of Bronx County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also rise to second the motion to nominate the Honorable Andrea Stewart Cousins of Westchester County, as well as my good friend, the Honorable Carl Hasty of Bronx County as secretaries to the Electoral College.
Thank you very much, Mr. Diaz. Are there any other nominations? There being none, I ask those in favor of the election of the Honorable Andrea Stewart Cousins of Westchester County and the Honorable Carl Hasty of Bronx County as secretaries to this Electoral College to signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? There being none, I now declare Senator Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins of Westchester and Speaker Carl Hasty of the Bronx as secretaries of the Electoral College. Will you please take your seats on the dais? Having now filled the remaining offices of this college, the chair will now entertain motions for the balloting for the President and Vice President of the United States. The chair recognizes George Gresham, President of Local 1199 of Bronx County.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor to move that we now proceed with the balloting for the President of the United States.
Thank you, Mr. Gresham. The chair now recognizes Anastasia Somoza of New York County.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor to second the motion to proceed with the balloting for the President of the United States.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that we proceed with the balloting for the President of the United States of America. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. The chair now recognizes the Honorable Attorney General, Letitia James of Kings County.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is truly my honor to move that we now proceed with the historic balloting for the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Thank you very much, Attorney General. The chair now recognizes Mario Salento, AFL-CIO President of Rockland County.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is now my honor to second the motion to proceed with the balloting for the Vice President of the United States.
It has been moved and seconded that we proceed with the balloting for the Vice President of the United States. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. There having been motions that the balloting for the President and Vice President of the United States begin, we may now proceed to voting. I now invite President Clinton and Secretary Clinton to cast their ballots.
number 4 on the. If you ever lose your keys into a room,
Hey, 2. Sounds like it. Right? Cool.
Why is he standing into the room?
His mic's.
done? Have all the electors cast their ballots? Has any elector not cast their ballot? It appears that all ballots have been cast. Will the staff please count the votes and then the secretaries announce the results? Have you counted the votes? Okay. Mr. Speaker, have you been presented with a vote count?
Yes, Mr. President.
Please go ahead.
Mr. President, I'm proud to announce that 29 votes have been cast for the Honorable Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr. of Delaware for President of the United States.
Thank you. Senate Leader Stuart Cousins.
Yes, Mr. President. I'm proud to announce that 29 votes have been cast for the Honorable Kamala D. Harris of California for Vice President of the United States.
Thank you very much. The chair announces that the entire membership of the Electoral College is now voted for President and for Vice President of the United States, and that the certificates have been duly signed by each elector. The chair recognizes Jay Jacobs of Nassau County.
Mr. President, I move that the secretaries be authorized and directed to file through the Department of State the certificates which we have signed with the President of the United States Senate, the Secretary of State of the State of New York, the New York State Board of Elections, the Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Northern District of New York, the National Archives and Records Administrator, and the Rare Book and Manuscript Library of Columbia University.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The chair recognizes June O'Neill of St. Lawrence County.
Mr. President, I second the motion that the certificates be filed in the manner described.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that we file the certificates in the manner described. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. The chair now recognizes Randi Weingarten of New York County.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are many who are suffering now, so I now move that the electors of this college unanimously agree to forego their compensation as electors and have the money designated to go to the Robin Hood Foundation.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Stuart Applebaum of New York County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I second the motion that the electors of this college unanimously agree to forego their compensation as electors and have the money designated to go to the Robin Hood Foundation.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that the electors forego their compensation and instead donate it to the Robin Hood Foundation. All those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion is carried. The chair recognizes the Honorable Thomas P. DiNapoli of Nassau County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the proceedings of this Electoral College of the great state of New York be printed and bound.
Thank you, Mr. Comptroller. The chair recognizes Judith Hunter of Livingston County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I second the motion that the proceedings of this Electoral College of the great state of New York be printed and bound.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that the proceedings of this Electoral College of the great state of New York be printed and bound. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. The chair now recognizes the great Hazel Dukes of New York County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the 2020 Electoral College of the great state of New York be adjourned.
Great Hazel Dukes moves that the Electoral College be adjourned. Thank you. The chair now recognizes Mary Sullivan of Albany County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I second the motion that the 2020 Electoral College of the